Rome gave its soldiers weapons and armor, and they expected to return them with strict conditions. Knights in the Middle Ages owned their weapons, but they had to show up for checks and muster for readiness. In the 1600s, standing troops were controlled from one place, and weapons were kept in arsenals and issued as needed. Standardized distribution was implemented by Napoleon, and soldiers had to register their own weapons. World War I introduced rigorous tracking, with serial numbers and logs, ensuring individual accountability. Individual, squad, and platoon weapons are stored securely in armories in the U.S. military. Safety checks are carried out on each weapon before it is issued to the individual soldier or Marine. Weapons and magazines are returned to the armory and scanned in with a barcode scanner. A bullet stop is standard in most buildings where weapons are safety checked for various reasons. In the U.S. Air Force, USAF, weapons are stored in secure, climate-controlled armories with restricted access. Security plays a critical role in the armories of all the arms of service within the U.S. military. Although the methods for storing weapons differ in certain aspects, the basic characteristics remain the same. For certain tasks such as guard duty, the servicepersons in the U.S. military are issued with filled magazines, often sealed. Within armories are armorers who are responsible for ensuring that all weapons are operable and well maintained. An armorer in the U.S. Marine Corps, USMC, checks a Barrett M107.50 caliber sniper, anti-material rifle. Weapons inside the armory include Benelli M1014 shotguns, M4 carbines, M27 infantry automatic rifles, and more. M32A1 MGL, multiple grenade launchers, are based on the South African Milcor MGL, designed in 1983. When Marines travel on commercial aircraft, their rifles are transported separately in weapon containers. In situations where there are no electronic systems available, weapons are controlled on paper with signatures. Armories are areas where one will find spare parts or all types of sights or weapon support systems. Spaces are present where parts that must be disposed of and those that need to be repaired can be found. One of the major important parts of armory personnel's responsibilities is keeping weapons safe and working. When armory personnel get the opportunity, They spend time repairing and inspecting weapons. Armorers are taught the finest details on how to repair certain weapons or multiple weapons. Their equipment can include anything from devices like sight setting to lathes for fixing barrels. Weapons like the M110 SAS, semi-automatic sniper system, require precision since they are sniper rifles. Once the weapon is repaired, it's fired to determine its operability, so jamming can be repaired. Special computerized systems can even be used to determine if the sights are set correctly. Cartridges and other parts are made from brass and can be recycled for use in manufacturing new ammunition. First, a magnet is used to remove any metal links, which may be present within the cartridges. Al cartridges, metal links, and other ammunition parts are sorted and placed in barrels. After the cartridges have been sorted, they are cleaned and then moved to areas where they are deformed. Ammunition demilitarization units, ADUs, crush, chop, or otherwise distort ammunition to prevent reuse or firing. Cartridges are placed in an ammunition deformer with the function of making all cartridges useless. These deformed cartridges are then moved per conveyor belt and placed inside barrels for transport. Each barrel is weighed and catalogued so that it can't be removed from the demilitarization system. By recycling ammunition parts, the U.S. military saves billions in costs for new ammunition. In USAF magazines, highly explosive or otherwise dangerous ordnance is stored in special bunkers. These magazines are placed far from living quarters or from any civilian infrastructure for safety and security. Any ordnance required to arm aircraft is moved from this facility to the flight line of vehicles. Ordnance is often moved in ISO standard shipping containers to make shipping easier. Weapons and ordnance handed over for transport are confirmed and signed for before handing over is completed. M1A2 Abrams tanks are mobile. heavily armored, and armed with Ueedly anti-tank rounds. Targets are acquired using the gun sighting systems, designated, and then engaged by the gunner. In conventional mechanized warfare, the presence of enemy units is discovered by reconnaissance units. Thanks to their stabilization systems, the Abrams can engage targets while moving across terrain. Drive wheels at the rear of the tank convert 1.500 horsepower into traction applied to the tracks with drive sprockets. Once an Abrams has fired, it kicks up a cloud of dust, clearly marking its position for enemy tanks. On the turret is a .50 caliber heavy machine gun and an M247.62 mm light machine gun. A 120 mm L-44 designated M256 tank gun designed by Rheinmetall IL is used as its main armament. F-22 Raptors are covered with a layer of radar-absorbing material, RAM, for lower radar cross-section, RCS. While maintainers work on the aircraft, they take care not to damage the RAM with their tools. With all its computerized systems, maintainers carry out diagnostics on its systems to identify issues. Pre-flight inspections involved pilots systematically moving around the aircraft and identifying possible problems. A-1M9L-M Sidewinder missiles are stored in bays on the sides of these stealth multirole fighters. To improve its stealth, the F-22 is also shaped in a manner to prevent radar signals from bouncing back. Thrust vectoring nozzles make the F-22 a supermaneuverable fighter, giving it an edge in dogfights. After takeoff, its landing gear is retracted quickly to improve aerodynamics and to make it stealthy. In the arsenal of the USAF, the LC-130 Hercules is a variant equipped with skis for operations from snow and ice. Not only are these skibberts equipped with skis, but their props have been replaced with Dow DR-391 composite propellers. An M142 HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, driver prepares to reverse into the aircraft. Directions is given by the loadmaster and HIMARS crew members, since the M142 is a tight fit in the aircraft. When vehicles like the HIMARS reloaded, Their tires are usually partly deflated for overhead clearance. Final checkers are used to help perform pre-flight checks before the aircraft can take off on its flight. LC-130 Hercules aircraft can lift their skis so that they can take off and land on conventional runways as well.